up with Jacob.
Big up if you popping up tonight, you popping up tomorrow, you popping up right now. Big up yourself. Tough one. Not 24 hours removed. Wanted to do a little something. My thing looked a little different because the damn camera wasn't working, so you're stuck with a little bit up close and personal. But that's okay, because you know what? It's been a very up close and personal kind of match that we had there. So, big up yourself if you're here already. I'm gonna big up the man who's about to pop up with us tonight. But before I do that, let me go ahead and pop this up and say thank you to the patrons of the channel. We got the members of the Soggy Undies Club, Alan 10-inch Sibley and Reyes Jr. Big up yourselves. As well as in the 10-inch club, we got Faraz, Goguma, Queen Ellie with Tottenham Till I Die, and C. Shearman. Big up yourself if you're in that 10-inch club as well. As official supporters go, we got Scott M, James George, J. Coe, David, Aaron Dub, Jack Kanicki. So big up yourself if you just heard your name as well. And in the Lover's Lane, we have Bobby K, Gina Kim, Tom Markinen, and the one and only C Cubed. So big up yourselves as well, you lovers out there. Oh my God, there's so much to talk about, but like, do we want to talk about it? Do we want to talk about it? That's the main question. So I'm going to ask that question to this guy, Kieran. What's up, bro? How you doing?
You know, it was a tough one today, but I don't know. I feel like under normal circumstances, I'd be more upset. But given that Marseille game and given all the injuries and a load of other factors that we're going to talk about tonight, I don't know. I'm not as bummed as I think I normally would be losing a big game like this.
I wonder why that is, because at first I think I really felt like super upset, like really felt like we could have gotten a point out of that. It's at home. Maybe 3 points should have been gotten. There were a few instances early on in the match that still stick out to me, like Perisic. He had a challenge on Allison, and it went off the post. And then we also had it was a very interesting way that things played out. I thought Perisic up top was actually not too bad. I was a little impressed. It seemed like it took a minute for him to really get going. I mean, it took the whole team really for them to score until I thought we came into that game. So
yeah,
it's just one of those things. Is Dr. Tottenham answering the call for Liverpool? I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, it kind of was Dr. Tottenham, but I think again part of the problem is that we got so many players at the doctor right now. Son is out. Kulusevski, Conte said before the game he was only going to be fit for 20 minutes. Like, what a 20 minutes it was, but ultimately still not enough. Lucas still struggling, recovering from an injury. And then Richarlison was out as well. So, Romero too. I mean, that's a long list. Most of those players playing in the same position. And then Romero, far and away our best center back. I mean, honestly, I think you're right. We could have gotten something out of it. And I think we performed very well in the second half, especially considering how limited our squad was. And I think I'm not as bummed about the loss because of other factors we'll get into as well, like the refereeing, which was absolutely atrocious. I think that we've had some pretty poorly reffed games this season. This was far and away the worst. It was far and away the worst. I know that decision at the end for the Sporting game, that was bullshit, but that's one decision that came right at the end of the game. It didn't go our way. That's one thing, but this game had so many moments where the ref just wouldn't give us anything. It was Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
Really felt like the fix was in. That's why I think I'm not as bummed with the loss, because honestly, I don't think we lost as much as we were robbed of at least a point. At least a point in this game.
it's funny because a lot of times we'll point to one instance in a game, right, where we're like, oh man, the ref could have gotten that better. The ref kind of fucked that. And this game, it just felt like there were several occasions where that was the case. There was several times where I was like, okay, that's surely Kane, top of the box, should have been a free kick. Højbjerg, top of the box. Another time, he literally kicked the ball out and then got he got swiped across both his feet by, I think, Fabinho or Thiago, one of those guys.
Yep.
It's just, how much has to happen in order for something to go our way? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
I don't know, man, but I mean, some of the refereeing decisions combined with the some people are calling a media agenda, but just the general negativity around Tottenham in the football media, those two things coinciding is really giving me a bad feeling. I'm not like a football conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying that it's rigged or they're trying to rig it against us, but I think people have biases, and I think that they can influence their decisions subconsciously. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Tottenham's never gonna really get a lot going their way, because people hate Tottenham. We're not very well liked. We're not very well liked.
I don't know what everyone's problem is. I want to say, what's up, Diggs? BT Dub 7. What's up, G? What's up? Big up yourself. Full Bull, also in the house. How you doing, Full Bull? Hope you're all right. Says fans that want Conte out are the same fans that seem to think players like Dyer and Cess are top class players. Sorry to say, but they're absolute fucking idiots. I mean, if after today you still have any amount of defense for Eric Dyer, bro, Eric Dyer was at fault, in my opinion, for both of those goals. I thought Darwin Núñez was looking world class versus Emerson and Dyer over there on the right, and that's the part for me that really bugs me. Is this like?
Oh no, but Emerson's a good defender, though. He's a good defender.
He's not good at anything. He's really not. Like,
he's not a footballer. He's just not a footballer at all. He's a marathon runner. He's a distance,
a cross country runner. That's really all it is. Because
he's a track and field guy, not a footballer.
When I watch this guy, I just don't understand. I really don't, because you know how much I don't like Matt Doherty, but it gets to a point where even I'm like, bro, give me anything other than what I'm seeing, because Emerson Royale is not and will not be the answer.
But he's always getting into the right positions. I mean, what does it matter if he's just going to give away the ball?
There's only one thing I respect. There's only one reason I respect Emerson, and I mean, I think I went into a few streams ago. The only thing I respect about Emerson, if you want to know, just go check out his Instagram and you'll be able to find out. But man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. We're just getting started here. Not even 10 minutes in. See about 890 is watching. Big up yourself. Wonder how many that's. As you can see, this is a Twitch comment, Kieran. We're new to Twitch. Trying to do some more branching out to the people out there who might want to just listen to some Tottenham. So big up yourself, Diggs. What's up, John Fitz? Says big up, boys. How are you doing? Welcome to Pop Up with Jacob. Aaron Dub. Hey boys, so true. Just tuned in and heard media hates Spurs. So true over here. Not one Champions League game even showed here in Ireland. They showed every pool game. Wankas.
Yeah, but that's also because, like, Isn't there like a huge Irish connection with like, you know, the city of Liverpool and the Scouts, and like, aren't Liverpool the biggest team in Ireland? I get that, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of people out there that just fucking hate Tottenham, you know, and and some of those people happen to work for Sky Sports or BT or
NBC.
TalkSport, NBC.
I mean, even NBC, they're all Manchester
CBS,
United or Arsenal fans.
ESPN FC, especially ESPN FC. Oh my god!
Dear God.
The only person who goes on ESPN FC and defends Spurs is fucking Jurgen Klinsmann. He's the only person who will fucking stand up for us.
Yeah, but they don't even let him into the studio. So it's
yeah, no, he's only ever on like Skype call.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
I see Cubes in the house. What's up, Cubes? Cheers, beautiful American Spurs boys.
Cheers to you, Cubes.
Cheers to you, Cubes. I'll go ahead and post that link in the chat in case anyone wants to pop up with Jacob tonight. The link is there if you got something.
That full bowl comment, 11:28.
Aaron Dub. Zip. All respect. That is true. Yeah, we got it over here in the States too, so don't worry. Full bull. If we are not signing a new center back, right wing back in January, we are not getting top 4, and we will be trophyless yet again. Emerson Dyer says, Davies, get the fuck out of this club, along with other crap players.
Hey, man.
What else can I say?
Yeah, that's literally it.
What else can I say?
That's the whole thing right there. We can just end the stream now. We can just end the stream on that.
Cheers. Salute yourself, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Pop over, drink 'em. But no, that's really kind of where we're at. Me especially, because it got to a point where, you know, I tried to defend Emerson as long as I could because it was like he wears a Spurs shirt at the end of the day. If he's not going to be defended by anybody, I'll at least try. It's to a point where I will never try to defend this man. I will never try to find a way to bargain on his behalf because I'm done with him. Dyer has reached the same shit boat. He's in it. Sail away. Just get the fuck out of here.
I mean, everybody knows he's been the captain.
The thing with Sess and Davies is they've
for
both
a long time.
But the thing with Sess and Davies is they've both scored recently in a game, so like they're on the pier to get onto the shit boat that I'm going to ship out. But like they're not on the boat yet. But they're on the pier. They're waiting in line. They're waiting to get in that boat.
See, the Sess thing, I mean, Sess is like, he's going to be done with Spurs the moment Udogie sets foot at Hotspur Way next season. Yeah, you're done. Like, this guy is, he's tearing up Serie A. He's going to slot right in. I have no doubt.
So nice. He's so nice.
He's the best signing. It's either him or Gianni Vio are the best signings of that window. He's not even playing for us yet, and the other guy's a coach who coaches one specific thing. That's crazy.
You know what I like is if you remember the first like 45 seconds of that second half, we just like, let's go out there and just win a corner because that'll give us a chance. And it's like all we do is just settle for the corner at some point. It's kind of funny. I'll roll through some more of these comments. John Fitzpatrick, Liverpool, the 33rd county of Ireland. 33rd. I don't understand, but I didn't know Liverpool was that deep. Real quick, we've got a special guest. With Son's nurse, apparently. Wait, let me take down this comment. There we go.
Son's nurse.
Beautiful, beautiful Spurs boys.
What's cracking? See Cubes?
Just dropping in to give you an update on Son, since I'm his nurse. I've come straight from his bedside where I was holding his hand.
Did someone give you that nickname? Like, on
No,
YouTube?
everybody's been asking me if I'm Son's mom or that I keep. Everybody keeps saying I act like Son's mom because I'm like
Son's mom.
protective of him, or I'm like.
Oh, you know, with Son's nurse. God.
And so I decided to say, and I always say I'm not, and I get all like annoyed that people call me Son's mom. So I decided, since he got injured, I'll be like, okay, fine. I'm not gonna be his mom, but I'll be his nurse because I want that beautiful, beautiful man to like get better.
Yeah, we all do, big time, right now.
How much?
Especially.
How much did we miss him, and how much did we miss Kulusevski? Because when Kulusevski came on the pitch, it was like, you have opened my heart, you have opened my soul. It was just like the sweet. My son was in my lap, and I just couldn't stop saying, gimme a ginger from Sweden.
Yeah.
I was looping just that one line, just gimme a ginger from. And then he got into, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to some people, and I was like, all right, I was like, wake me up when Decky comes on, because that's when the game's gonna start. I was literally like, I don't even need to watch the first half, although I did watch the first half, but I was like, I don't even need to watch it. Just wake me up when he comes on, because that's when it's gonna start.
He was how long was he on the pitch before his assist?
I will look it up right now. A better host would have all of this information ready for you. But here's the thing: is I'm not a good host. That's Michael's job. I'm just here for kind of like dookie material, if you will. I'm the magazine that you can find in the bathroom when you just need to take a sitter. You know what I mean? That's what I bring, I think, to the table. As humbly as I could say.
He was on the field for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
probably
he subbed
less
in
than
2 minutes.
Yeah,
68th minute. Oh man,
he's such a baller, man. I told y'all he was a baller.
The problem is that he's the creativity, but we needed somebody with pace, whether it's Richie or Sonny or just somebody. You know what I mean? And we just didn't that can also like finish. And the thing about Decky is, you notice like his initial instinct is always to pass. You know, he can score worldies, and he's like always instinct is to pass. And there was a point later on that I was like, dude, just take a shot, man. There was one time where he was trying to pass to somebody, and he was actually looking for somebody to go into the box so they could head it in. And he was upset when he was like, "Oh man, like nobody went into the box," you know.
He yelled at Kane. And that's the thing. This dude is 22 years old, and he has the balls to fucking yell at Harry Kane.
He should. He should. Somebody should have gone into the box.
He said, "Get in the fucking box."
Yeah.
And then I couldn't see Kane's face, but whatever Kane said back to him, Decky like turned around, and you could read his lip. He just said, "Oh, fuck off."
Like, yeah. So that's exactly what I'm saying.
Fair, that exact moment, he probably should have shot.
That's what I was getting at.
But the ball he put into the box was fucking perfect. If Kane had moved, like actually went for it, it would have been a goal.
Totally
for sure.
been a header in. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that he puts in excellent balls, but at that point when that happened, I was like, fucking just shoot, man. Whenever you get it, whenever you get the ball at this point, because we just need to score a goal, I'm like, just shoot. We know you can score goals. Stop passing. Stop being that guy. Stop being so unselfish. Just shoot.
Well, I mean, he's used to playing with Son and Kane, right? And both of them are pretty selfish, like all good strikers are. So he's used to being more of the support guy, you know, I feel like. So that's where that instinct comes from.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like, dude, we need a goal real fast. So
he should have
just start shooting.
He should have just whacked it. And he's a very different player from the player I'm about to mention. But there's something about his ability to just get on his left foot and just bend a ball that like has echoes of Gareth Bale. Obviously, he doesn't have the pace of Gareth Bale. He's not nearly as explosive or as good of a dribbler. But just like his ability to just cut in on that left, even though defenders know it's what he's going to do, they still can't stop him from doing it. And
I would also disagree with this. Scott M, our official supporter, the first official Patreon member, might I add, the one and only Canadian brother. Some say the nicest Canadian, some say the not so nicest Canadian.
That's debatable. Yeah. Love you, Scott. I love you.
Either way, you know him. He says the problem is outside that play. He did nothing. I disagree. I thought he had some beautiful service into the box. Placement in which we had not seen up to that point coming in from that side. And the best I think we had seen up to that point was Eric Dyer playing on the right wing back, which was fucking weird. And honestly, I didn't like watching that at all. So that's my opinion on Kulusevski anyway. Ryman's son. When are we thinking Arsenal will drop off? I'm going to say any fucking moment now. Any day now. I've already predicted they're going to finish 4th. If they keep winning, I'll predict that they're going to finish 3rd. But outside that, I don't see it. They're bums.
I was going to say, if you look at their run-in, they have one of the hardest run-ins of any team in the Premier League. That last 2 months of the season is going to be brutal for Arsenal.
Bro, they're bums. They're bums. I don't care about them. Yes, they beat us. Yes, United beat us, but they're bums as well. That's the thing is, we're not bums. We just play like bums a lot of times, and we have some bums. We've got some bums.
Getting a lot of credit for beating Chelsea today, but like, if you
that was not even Chelsea. Graham Potter's a fucking joke.
Who showed up today? That was not Chelsea, bro. That was not the Chelsea we played at the beginning of the season, that's for sure. They fucking played like world beaters against us, and they turned in that shit. And the thing is, they did the same thing last season against Arsenal at the Bridge. They just didn't fucking turn up. Christensen slipped and fell on his ass like Gerrard, you know? Like, it was... It was crazy, man. I don't get it. Chelsea just doesn't turn up against the scum.
Bro, it's Graham Potter. He's funny. He's funny to me because when he played Brighton and he got smashed, I was just like, that's exactly what that motherfucker deserved.
Exactly. Turning down us. The gall. The arrogance.
He didn't turn us down, did he?
That's the rumor. I don't know if it's true or not.
Can you blame him? I wouldn't want to work for Daniel Levy.
Yeah, I'm going to talk shit because fuck Graham Potter, but...
Yeah, fuck Graham Potter.
Because he's Chelsea manager now, but... Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I wouldn't have...
he sold his soul to the Blue Devil. He sold his soul to the Blue Devil, man.
If I were him either, so...
Monepit, it was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, not Kane, so he... I think we're talking about... He's talking about... what they were talking about.
Is that who he's shouting at? Okay, I didn't know.
That might have been.
All right.
If Kulu even looks at Kane the wrong way, Kane should knock the punk out. John Fitzpatrick, Scott M, everyone talking like, when Decky get back, we'll be back to our best with that defense. Fuck no. They're in a title race, and of the scum are levels above us. Just admit it.
At the moment, they are, yeah.
No.
At the moment, Jacob, they are better than
us. No.
Come on, man.
No.
Saliba is better than...
Saliva is drool, okay? So I don't want to hear
all of our center backs. Even Romero this season.
While that may be true, fuck them, bro. That's just how I feel.
I'm just saying, man, they're a good team. And that I know we always win that reverse fixture.
I don't think they are,
over
bro.
The last 10 years we have, but... That reverse fixture back at the lane, that's going to be a hard game.
I really don't think they're as good as everyone thinks they are. I really don't think they're as good as everyone thinks they are. I mean, call me crazy, call me biased. I don't give a fuck.
One of the things is they're playing in Europa, so they can rotate and still bash teams.
Bro, they're playing fucking bums. They're filled with bums. Okay, they beat us because we play like bums. They're fucking bums. Don't tell me Emile Shithole is any better. Don't tell me...
No.
Don't tell me Shartinelli is any good. No, he's not.
Good. Yes,
no, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh, man.
He's literally... No.
I understand wanting to be a homer, but like...
No Homer Simpson right here, brother. I'm just saying. They're ass cheeks. They're ass cheeks. We missed our opportunity to smack them cheeks around. We missed our opportunity. That was our chance. But you know what? I think let them fly high right now. No, let them fly high right now. Because guess what? Ain't nobody fly higher than the cock on the ball.
I mean, they're not going to win the title, that's for sure.
I've never thought.
Again, their run-in is brutal, and City is just going to.
Bro,
they're gonna win it
if
by
we
a
could
mile.
just get actual fucking players to play on our defensive back line, like if we could just actually get some fucking ballers, like some studs, we'd be like when Romero comes in and he's 50% of himself, we're still like, oh my god, this is the best thing we've had since sliced bread. But we need fucking 2.5 more Romeros.
We need two starting center backs. We need a starting right wing back. We need a sub for Kulusevski, which sounds like it's going to be Ruslan Malinovsky. Apparently that deal's already done.
I don't believe anything till a fucking Spurs official tweets it, because you know what they've done to my heart, Kyrian.
To be fair, it makes a lot of sense.
No, you know what they've done to my heart. Don't know.
I mean, he's cheap.
You know.
That's the thing.
Who else was cheap? Who else was cheap?
Yeah, but he's.
No.
Yeah, but he's 28. It's not like a cheap young player like Jack Grealish where we fucked that up. I mean, he's
cheap
like
26-year-old.
Oh my god! All right, I'm out. Change the subject. We're all gonna be covered.
We need some Kulusevski depth.
We're all gonna be covered in fucking baby oil if we go down.
We need some Kulusevski. Hey, we need some Kulusevski depth. I know who coming on the right and changing the game, flip it on his head. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh! Imagine all the hugs though, like because you know when they're all celebrating and stuff.
Yeah. I'd buy one of those game worn jerseys just for the
Just gonna get everyone.
Wring it out and get a cup and like get a cup to catch it all.
Oh no!
Come on.
Oh my gosh, Kyrian is horrified. Look at him. He's horrified. He's like, no.
Liverpool haven't won an away game all season.
Oh, okay.
Until they turned up on our ground. That's true, Dr. Tottenham. Go ahead, Cube.
Okay. No, Dr. Tottenham did not strike again. The reason why is because, well, actually he did, but it wasn't that Liverpool turned up. Liverpool did not turn up. A shite Liverpool played, and we were just worse than them. Like they were shite and we were even more shite, which is that's the most depressing part. If Liverpool turned up and then we lost to like them actually playing well, I would not be as upset. But they didn't even turn up. Like they didn't play well. That was a poor Liverpool team. Like their defense was terrible. Like Trent was horrible, and we just didn't even like play as shite as them.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Brian Daigle, big up yourself, buddy. I don't know if you can or if you're available, but pop up with Jacob. We'd like to invite whoever the hell want to join. Excuse me. Brian Daigle says, it's been the same problem. It will stay the same problem, and it will continue to happen whilst fans continue to find any excuse to blame the one common denominator, Daniel Blode Levy. Leave you out, and then I'm pretty sure he'd do fingers right now. So if you can't join, I'll give you some of them fingers, them Brian de Gaulle fingers. I will forever say your name is Brian de Gaulle. Mon épite. I don't know if your name's supposed to be French, but it just makes me feel like saying it French. So apologies if it offends you. Could have gotten Kim Min-jae for 10 mil. Son pleaded with the board to sign this kid. He's tearing Syria apart right now. No, he's fantastic.
He got player of the month. He just got player of the month.
No, he's great. We drop. This is the thing is we do this. This is what we do. We got Joe Roden instead of Skriniar. We got
the Kim Min-jae thing. Like, I think we should chill a little bit because who really knew he was going to be this good for Napoli? Like, I know I get it. Okay, so I guess Son knew.
He knew.
But like
he texted me. He said he knew. So that's why.
Honestly, here's the thing. Like
he's China. He was playing in fucking China before he went.
Shanghai?
Yes.
Shanghai?
He's great for Napoli, but we don't know.
Hey, that's the best team in China, bro. Is the Shanghai Fire Horses?
China, dude. That's worse than MLS.
You know who else played in China? You know who else played in China? Carrasco, which is another player that I would not mind having. Okay.
You know who else played in China?
Yes.
Dembele.
at the end of his career when his legs were gone.
Dembele.
With no knees. And Dembele with no knees.
But Dembele played
Just like
there.
when Yama played in MLS with no knees. You know?
But Dembele played there. Come on. That's like saying MLS is shit, bro. Gareth Bale plays there. Zlatan Ibrahimovic
MLS
played there. Zlatan Ibrahimovic used MLS as a lily pad to Serie A. So if you think about it.
MLS is better than China. It's better than the Chinese league, for sure.
Shout out Gareth Bale for hitting that game equalizer in the extra death time. Fucking
shout out Gareth Bale for not playing like the entire fucking season.
Or playoffs. He didn't see the field once during the playoffs.
And then he just steps in the fucking final and just wins the game. What a
absolute
deal of it all.
If you're Welsh, bunnies are forever. Bunnies are forever if you're Welsh. That's just a rule at this point because he's proven it, bro. I'm telling you, when he scored the game winner, I about flipped my damn dining room table. Just get the fuck in. Because literally that's why I watched the damn game. Was because I wanted to see Gareth Bale come in and hit it. I was imagining like a game winner bicycle kick, like a, typical Gareth Bale Sunday afternoon type.
Or from like 40
yeah, like a howler from the left foot.
Absolute thunder bastard, yeah. But no, he came in with the
bro, bunnies. People want to talk about he's done, he's about to retire. No, USA needs to watch out because this motherfucker, he's gonna put something on. That's why I'm saying USA, Wales gonna top the group. England, goodbye. Harry Kane, rest up, buddy, because there's a big season ahead of you. Don't worry about the World Cup, my friend. We got you.
Hold on. And Dyer, England's center back, Dyer.
Please get him. Sign him up. He'll get us like 3 goals at least.
Here's the thing. I if you had asked me like 3 or 4 months ago, I would have been really confident about the U.S. But man, I don't know about now. I mean, I think there's a good chance we could beat England, but then end up not qualifying by just like losing to Wales and Iran.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that would be.
That's I could see a shit housing a win against England because we can all get up for that game, right? But I could see us then completely, because that's how the U.S. team is. They play up to their competition, and then when they play like smaller countries, less lower ranked teams, then they shit the bed. They just can't handle it.
So which answer did I pick in the poll, Jacob?
Oh shit! Hang on, let me look at the poll. I haven't really gotten your take on the game. Like, what was your?
Yeah, but you know me so well.
What's wrong with our fans? There's between two that I'm thinking. I'm thinking can't fix stupid or overreaction FC.
But those are the ones that are clearly like selected by the most people, so that's pretty easy to say that it's one of those two. Don't take a cop out, Jacob.
I know, but those are. I'm gonna say. Well, since there's 0 votes for Conte out, and I'm devoid of love. There's 0, so it's process of elimination. It looks like one person has voted they need more moist hugs. I really feel like you picked overreaction FC / give me a hug.
Oh my gosh, I did. That's literally I don't know how many at this point. You've only ever got one wrong for me. Ever. And I always do the poll.
Which one do you think
Jacob knows me so well.
Which one do you think I picked?
Can't fix stupid.
Definitely.
Yeah, Scott definitely picked can't fix stupid. I know for a fact Scott picked. Scott, tell us in the chat or join in if you want.
We said it at the same time too. We both knew, Arian. We both knew. I'm actually surprised that you.
The brand is strong, boys. The brand is strong.
I actually surprised Jacob that you knew I picked the overreaction FC. I thought that you would assume I picked can't fix stupid.
I mean, I felt like that's how what you would have voted after the game, but now you've had a few hours to reflect. I think you would be like, you know what, we're just overreacting, because that's kind of where I feel anyway. Scott didn't get the poll to vote. What the heck, Scott? You're a freaking mod, bro.
You're not seeing the chat, buddy.
No, it's because it's Americans only. It's an American only.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh.
See, it's our election season.
It's our election.
Sorry,
but you're right, Jacob. Part of it is because I just want to hug. Somebody just hug me.
Yeah,
that's why I'm a nurse now, because I'm just giving hugs because I've lost my will to live as a Spurs fan.
Oh no.
Well, I think Son needs a hug, and I would like to give him.
I'm gonna hold the sign now. Free hugs, and then in the parentheses under it, shoot me.
So there is something Kieran and I were mashing up a little earlier on, and we're about 36 minutes into this bad boy. So if you haven't yet, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're trying to hit 500 by Christmas. What a Christmas gift that would be. So hit that like, hit that subscribe. And again, if you want to be a Patreon member, I'm not going to barrage it too much tonight. But I am thankful for all those names scrolling across the bottom. And if you are interested, let me know in the chat. I'll pop it in the chat, the Patreon link. If not, you can go there yourself. You know where to find it. It's in the description of the video. But Kieran, would you like to move on to the Twitter section? Because honestly,
yes,
after a game like this, for me personally, I'm just like, I want to dip my toe into the social media pool and see what's the temperature. You know what I'm saying? We got some people outside the pool eating hot dogs, glizzies falling into the damn water, and we got wet buns, and some people are sunburned.
Glizzies and wet buns for sure on social media. Yeah.
So there's a few things. Let me see. Kieran, I see your screen's already pulled up, so I'm gonna use yours first and foremost. Then I'm gonna see if I can navigate to mine. But why don't you go ahead and talk me through what we're seeing here? And I mean, obviously, one of them on the left is Lucas Moura taking a boot to the eye hole, which apparently is legal. Which this was not the first high boot of the game. This was like the third one. Not. Yeah. And they missed all fucking three.
Yep. I guess that. I didn't get the memo where FIFA took that out of the rule book. But,
where you're allowed to fucking put your studs into someone's face.
Yeah, apparently that's cool now. So, football. I thought they were all about making the sport safer. They're talking about take away heading the ball, but now kicks to the face, A-okay. So, yeah. Definitely. How the fuck this was missed, I have no idea. I mean, it's not like the Spurs players didn't call for it. It's honestly unbelievable how this wasn't called. This is a pen. It's a nailed-on pen.
Lucas took that boot to the face pretty good, though, by the way. Good on him.
Sure did. But this is a fucking pen on any pitch, anywhere in the world. So, I mean, this is another reason why I'm not super upset at the players, except for this guy right here, Eric Dyer. I am very upset at this guy. But the rest of the team, I'm not as upset because we were robbed. This is a pen. We should at least had a point from this game. This is the other one. And the reason people are upset about this is because the ref who was operating VAR for our game today gave away a pen for an identical foul literally yesterday in a different game.
The City Fulham?
Yeah, the City Fulham game. Not only a pen, but a red card as well.
To João Cancelo, that's right.
No, for me, it's not a pen. And the one yesterday was also not a pen.
But be consistent.
Yeah, but be consistent. That's what we want. Like, if what happened yesterday in the City Fulham game was a pen, then this is also a pen. You know, so.
1000%.
But you know, it's just typical. It's what we've been kind of getting used to with Premier League refereeing lately.
Especially when it's fucking Liverpool. There's always some bullshit calls that we either don't get or that go against us. And I don't know what we did to deserve such treatment.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a cursed fixture, just in general. For some reason, Spurs just every time we play them, we hit the woodwork at least twice. You know,
Bro, Perisic could
miss
not stop
open
hitting.
goals, just make stupid mistakes. It's just like I don't know.
I texted Michael
over
halfway
us.
through that game after Perisic hit the post the second time. And I was like, bro, at this point, the post and Perisic are having sexual relations. And you can't tell me they're not.
Yeah.
Because that motherfucker, at every chance, was just, where's the fucking post? And he hit that bitch real hard.
Yeah.
I was just like, how many times can you actually hit the post in a match? Apparently, Perisic was testing the running theory of how much.
Oh, pull up full Bulls comment 1158.
Let me see here. 58. Oh, okay. The refs in the UK should be exterminated, not sacked. Straight up, just annihilate them. Waste of space.
Bull is on one tonight, baby. He is raging. He's got the anger.
But football hasn't even said what's up to Michael. Michael's not here, but you say what's up, Mike. So where's that?
He just came in hot right away though. Just saying.
No.
The rage is.
Bobo was like the first person in chat and has just been popping off. And
yeah.
Thanks for popping off and popping up with us, Bobo.
Yeah, big ups.
We feel your rage, Full Bull, and we appreciate it.
It's definitely shared.
Yeah. Just like I was saying to Daigle, I was like, your rage brings me joy. There's certain times where it's like, it's like rage from others. It's become soothing, because you feel a little less alone in the world.
Definitely. Whenever after a game, after we lose, I'm definitely looking for a little comfort.
Group hug and rage.
Mon épite. Kane should have gotten the call as well. Yeah, there was Kane and a Pierre-Emile Højbjerg call that wasn't called at the top of the box. He got robbed of a call. We got robbed of calls the entire match. And that's what, Kieran, we were talking about early in the show was just how sometimes we're harping on one decision that the ref makes or doesn't make. And in this match, we're harping on about 10 different calls that the ref did not make. So I don't know what the solution is, but football may be onto something.
Yeah, I
Big
don't
up
know
everyone.
what it is.
Big up Catman Jess.
I just don't understand how the standard of refereeing in the country with the biggest, best league in the world, the country that originated the sport, like how has it gotten this bad? What is going on with the FA that they just can't get it together?
Mon épite. We are having such a good evening. Mon épite. Oh, he would have. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I read that wrong. I read it as like he was going to get run over all over that left side. No. Okay, if Son would have played, bro, Trent Alexander-Arnold was getting schooled. Like, Sessegnon had so many fucking chances. We were clearly targeting him.
He's trash.
Yes, clearly. That's why I told Michael halfway through the game was like, bro, if Sessegnon was even an average player at best,
he would have scored.
He would have scored or assisted one of them because he had so many chances and it was just like, what is he going to do with it? Oh, he fucking turned it over. Oh, he fucking dribbled the air out the damn ball. Yeah. It's just like, there's nothing. Sometimes, like, in basketball and in footy, you can dribble the air out of the ball to where it's now a disadvantage of that you have. And sometimes I feel like our wingbacks do that, especially Emerson Royale, especially Sessegnon today. Sessegnon had oodles of space, tons of chances. Normally, they give all those chances to Emerson because they know he's not going to do shit. But with Trent Alexander-Arnold being, the dog water he is this season, they give us tons of chances and space. So really, again, if we had just had a little more quality of a player, like a Udogie, bro, that game gets turned up on its head. That's just how I feel. Anyway, big up yourself, Money Pete. Sorry, I read your comment wrong. But I agree with you. Can't fix stupid all the way. I knew it, Scott. I knew that's the one you'd pick. Catman and Jess, the rest were terrible. That is correct against us. They hate us, man. I'm convinced. They hate us. Sun has not been bad this year. The hate he gets from supposed fans is embarrassing. I agree with you, Scotty. It is very embarrassing.
You know, when Scott's defending Sonny,
It's
going far because Scott is not a fan of Sun. Just so everybody knows, Scott is not a fan.
That was the greatest manager ever. Oh.
Eddie Howe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Newcastle. I mean, I called it at the beginning of the season, man. I knew Newcastle was going to be dangerous. I knew they were going to be dangerous. But yeah, can I say my piece about this game? Let
absolutely.
me see.
Actually, I'm gonna go refill my water, so please don't say the best of it until I get back. But I do want you to go in, Kieran. If I'm not back in time, you know what to do. Just don't pull up any elusive tabs, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna use the restroom and get some water real quick.
Careful for those Adama Traore tabs that he definitely has up. Oiled up Adama Traore photos.
Kieran was telling me before the show that when the transfer window opens, the window is not the only thing that opens. So make of that what you will. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say my piece about the game. So the pens that were like, people are saying they're miscalled, that you were calling out, you know, stuff like people were saying that we were robbed of that the second half was really great. I said this to you already, Kieran, but I'm just putting it out there now. I saw somebody say something like, we were really, really great during the second half. They were absolutely fantastic. And, you know, that's the silver lining. And it was Liverpool that beat us. Hard team, tough team. I don't give a shit about any of that. I am straight up not hearing any of the excuses, any of the bullshit. Fuck all of that shit. The reason why I say that is because even if we were robbed for 1 or 2 pens, doesn't matter, because if we played better and we showed up in the first half like we never do, then it wouldn't even matter whether or not we got that pen. If Conte brought on Decky sooner, it wouldn't really matter if we had showed up earlier. So like, and it's like, and he's like, not like Conte could have like helped it by that much. Okay, Decky's been fucking injured. He has to ease him back in. He can't play like a full game anyway.
I mean, he said before the game, and I'll give it right back to you. I didn't want. I just want to stick on that. He said before the game in the press conference, he couldn't go more than 20 minutes, and that's another thing that pisses me off about this fan base is they don't watch the fucking press conferences when our manager is actually talking to us, and they just read the snippets from these journalists who sit in the press conferences and then add their own opinions as context to what he's saying, which screws it all up.
Yeah, no, he actually said,
if you're going to comment on the manager, watch the press conference. Sorry,
exactly. Oh no, totally agree. In the press conference, he actually did say, you know, it'll be great to have Decky on the able to come off the bench. I don't know how long he'll be able to play. It could be 10, 20, 30 minutes, but it, you know, any little bit kind of like counts, is kind of what he was getting at. So basically he was saying, I didn't know how long he was going to be able to play because I have to ease him in because he hasn't played a full game in like forever and a half. He's coming back from injury. And if we play him, we start him, or we play him for too many minutes on his first game, then he's going to re-injure himself. You know, like, we don't want him to be injured for Leeds, you know, and for Forest. So, like, you can't blame Conte for that. It is what it is, you know? But anyways, so there's that people are, like, saying. And then they're like, you know, absolutely fantastic, amazing second half. No, it wasn't, okay? We turned up at the 60th minute, like we always do, okay? And it wasn't even like we were fantastically amazing. It wasn't like the best ever, like 30 minutes that we've played. It was not that good. It was just that Decky came on. He brought some energy. He brought a little bit more creativity, and Liverpool very clearly started getting tired. They started getting tired, and when the momentum started to shift, then Klopp, being the hypocritical time waster, trying to slow shit down guy that he is, started subbing on, different players and got more defensive and started sitting back. Okay, so we weren't even able to say like, oh my gosh, we played fantastically. And if we're saying like, oh, we played, we played against like a good team in Liverpool, that was a shit version of Liverpool. Like that back line had no pace. Like Trent was getting skinned by Perisic and Cesc, but both Perisic and Cesc couldn't finish. So like, what the hell? I mean, basically our players were not good. And like, there's no excuses for that. And even if you're going to say like, oh, well, there's this and there's that and these reasons, whatever. Why is there so many different reasons all the fucking time? Okay. It'd be different if you're like, okay, yeah, this game, unlucky, we should have gotten the pen. We were robbed, whatever. Right. But why is it every fucking game? Every single game, it's like, well, that second half was absolutely amazing. But at least we turned up in the second half, or like every single game. We were robbed. The ref was against us. It's so biased. Like, it can't be every single game. If we played from the beginning, if we turned up, if we played well enough, then it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if some decisions, a handful of decisions, one or two, went against us, because we'd have already been way too ahead. It wouldn't matter whether or not we were trying to eke out that win at the very end, because we would have already had it in the bag. Like, I'm sick of going through all of these games and making excuses over and over again, trying to blame the manager, trying to blame the ref, trying to blame, whoever, and then try to be like, well, at least we played better, or at least we turned up in like the 60th minute. Like, no, fuck that. Our players suck. Okay. They need to get their shit together. Our players we have way too many just straight up ass to mediocre players. And then our like top players are not turning up.
Yeah.
And that's all there is to it. And like, yeah, you have like amazing players that do like they get a goal here, or they whatever it is, like Kane, he scores goals. Good on him. He hasn't been playing super well, FYI. I don't care who the fuck wants to talk to me otherwise. He hasn't been playing the best that he can play. Okay, we know he is an all-around complete player. Okay, he's not just a goal scorer. Okay, he can do a lot better than he's been doing this season. And he's been eking out some goals for us. Thank you, our savior. But that's about it. Okay, he could play a lot better than he's been playing, because he is that kind of world-class player. So it's his fault too that he doesn't turn up until the 60th minute, because it's not like he was showing up in the first half. And it's not just him, it's all the players, man. Like every single fucking player, all of our best players. Højbjerg wasn't good. He wasn't good this game. Like, it is what it is. Every single time, it's the same fucking excuses. And people want to say, like, I defend Son. No, Son has not been turning up either. Like, it's like, I'm just so pissed because we just have way too many mediocre players or ass players, or we have good players who are just straight up not turning up. And I blame not Conte for that, because he's doing the best he can with the shit that he has. I'm straight up like, why are we not bringing more quality players in? Why are we not like actually, having some players that can take the pressure off some of our best players? And by the way, some of our best players is so few. Like, we have a handful, if that, of like actually top players.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my thing. I want to get it out because I'm so fucking sick of all of these people. Everybody trying to be like, well, hey, this is, we were better at least in this, and this is at least our performance was better, or Liverpool is a really, really tough side, and like, I'm just like, no, fucking. I know it sounds super negative right now, but I'm just like, I just want to call a spade, okay? I'm not saying in general, I'm not saying that we're always going to suck. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, I want us to actually criticize the players and say, you need to turn up, or say to Levy and Enoch and be like, you need to fucking get us some better players. So that's what we need to talk about.
I think from what I've seen, I think the majority of fans are turning in that direction. Just looking at some of these players and like, okay, these guys really aren't good enough, and then looking to the board and saying they want. But there are people who are going to blame the manager, and I feel like the fan base is split 50-50 between you're either blaming the players and Levy or you're blaming the manager. So
real quick, I do want to talk about that. That is kind of what I titled the show. This whole Conte out thing, or not even Conte out, but this whole criticism and harsh blame that I think people feel he should get because things don't go our way. And on one hand, like I always try to see all ends of the arguments before I really come to some kind of drawn conclusion because there's always, in every situation, there's two sides, and somewhere in the middle is where the truth lies. So it's the same thing in real life situations where, you have people who see it such a way that that they really see Conte as the problem, and then you have people on the other side of the spectrum that don't feel that way. That I'll be honest, like me, I think you gotta trust the guy. He knows what the hell he's doing. He didn't ask for fucking Eric Dyer. He didn't ask for Emerson Royale. He didn't ask for Ben Davies. He didn't ask for Davinson Sanchez. He didn't ask for Sergio Reguilon, and he got his ass out. He didn't ask for Harry Winks. He didn't ask for. So when we're blaming him for the mistakes, and I was starting to digress and talk about even other players that he's already made an effort to get out of the door in the first place, which I think is a huge step because we haven't seen it. But at this juncture, I really question the people who are taking the piss out of Conte, because for me, I heard someone say that, I don't know who it was, so shout out at whoever the fuck on Twitter or wherever. They said, we're asking Conte as a chef to come in here and cook with a bunch of rotten vegetables and a couple pieces of chicken that's edible. And it's like, that makes sense. And how good can the soup really be when you just got shit? And you, as a kitchen, you just got delivered a package of bullshit, and you ain't gonna be able to make nothing good from it. Like, so it's real hard for me to understand the mindset of people who, quite frankly, go after Conte, because to me, when you look at the fucking team sheet when it comes out, there's Hugo Lloris, and then what? Hugo Lloris, and then whose fucking name is next? And then after that, and then after that. That's the list of motherfuckers I'd go blame before I blame Antonio Conte. So this whole Conte's tactics, boring fossil football, make of it what you will. And other people, we want it the Spurs way, like we pay big money for this, that, etc., that, and the other. Like, I get that, but at the same time, we're still in the top four. We've qualified in Champions League, so there are things we're doing right. We didn't get fucking bounced out of Conference League or Europa. We didn't. So the sky's not falling, and people are already trying to take out the fucking manager. And to me, that is asinine. It doesn't make sense. Because it's like, come on. I understand. Newcastle, we didn't want to lose that. Manchester United, we didn't want to lose that. But that's an away Old Trafford. That's something that always happens. So fans can accept that. But, and the losses to Lisbon, the draws to Frankfurt, and then today, the loss to Liverpool. Trust me, if I feel it, it fucking sucks. I hate it. But by no means am I ever like, the only thing that I've ever questioned Antonio Conte is the timing of his subs. But then at the same time, my argument then goes back to, look at his fucking bench. Today we are blessed that the name Kulusevski was coming off the bench. But before that, it's Mora, it's Brian Keel.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. Who actually came or brought Decky over? It was Conte. It was Conte. And why did he come? Why did Decky come? Because of fucking Conte. Okay? So if you want the manager out, then why are you trying to be like, Decky is so amazing? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Like, Conte, I'm not saying that Conte is without any faults, okay? I actually agree with some people when they say that he should make some changes a little earlier. I don't really care specifically for this game specifically. I'm just saying in a general sense, he should make changes a little earlier, in my opinion. I also think that he should try to make different changes. He always does the exact same thing every game, where on the 60th minute, he makes a change for a forward to rest the forwards that are already theirs legs, the runner's legs. So he does the same change every
game. He doesn't have a lot of options right now.
Yeah, I know,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you want to? Who's he looking forward to bringing on? I think he's dreading the moment he has to look at his bench.
Everybody wants is fucking Ned Spence to play, and it's like, I'm not saying this is what Cubed wants, but everybody complains about substitutions, and you ask them who do you want him to bring on, and they're like, Jed Spence. Like,
bro, but what is he gonna do that's worse than fucking what Emerson does? What is he gonna do that's worse than what Doherty does?
Oh, maybe ruin his career.
Cubes. I'm sorry, we're kind of.
No, you're right.
Ruin his career by throwing him into a game at a level that he's not at all prepared to play.
Neither's Emerson. Neither's Emerson.
Yeah, but I'm with you. But my point,
Emerson for now, and then get rid of him. He's shit. But Spence could go on to be a player, but if you throw him in too young and too early, then he's never gonna turn out to be.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Kieran.
If he was definitely ready for the Premier League right now, he'd be fucking playing. So he clearly isn't.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Kieran. My point about him making like changes earlier, or at least like making slightly different changes, doesn't have to do with this specific game, because I know like he has options limited. In general, he has options limited. He's always had limited options. Last season, he had limited options, but he would still always do the same thing, where he wouldn't even change like a center back, or he wouldn't change. You know, like he just, not that we have a ton of options, but I'm saying like he did the same thing last season too. Yeah, like he just always does the exact same thing. He does the exact same thing.
Sanchez, like, look what happened against Bournemouth. That's what happened.
No, I know that, but you're talking about a specific game. I'm saying the entire time.
Any game. Okay, even when we're fully healthy, we have nobody. We have Basuma.
I agree with you. His options are limited, but if he's going to change them, if he's going to make subs and changes, which he does,
he makes the same
his options are limited. Hold on, his options are limited, and he has shit options, which is one of the reasons why he doesn't make a lot of subs. I agree with you, Karian, but he could make some subs a little earlier. Okay, and I'm not talking about this specific game. I'm saying in a general sense. He's been doing this.
I don't know.
A year ago. Last season, 70th minute, last season, watch. 70th minute, he always takes Son and Decky off and does nothing else. Like, that is literally what he does every single time, 70th minute since last season. So my thing is, I think that he can be a little bit more creative. I think that this season, because he has a little more options, he is being a little more creative. He changed up the formation a little bit. He did a few other things that he wasn't doing towards the end of last season, because things were going well last season, and because he has better options now. As ridiculous as that might sound, that he has better options now, amazingly, he does have better options than he did at the end of last season. It's incredible to even think.
I mean, I guess like there are certain games you could criticize his substitutions, but I think it's such a small bone to pick considering everything.
Yeah, else, but that's my point. That's my point, Kirian. I'm saying that that is the smallest of bones that you could pick. That's what I was getting at. It's not that big. Like, I don't feel like that is a big thing. Okay. I feel like his options are really, really limited, which is why he doesn't make as many subs and he doesn't make the changes as early.
Yeah.
But I think that when we look at Conte and you say, oh, can he have any blame in any situation? I don't think anybody is devoid of blame in any way whatsoever, criticism, any way whatsoever. So I would say the little bit of criticism that I could put on Conte is maybe he could make a few changes here and there. That being said, ultimately, this whole situation, it's not Conte's fault. It is not Conte's fault for the exact same reason that Tyrion, you were saying, and I was saying, is that like these are his options. They're shit options. Like we don't have other center backs available. We don't have top quality players. And like as much as I'm like venting right now and ranting, and it sounds like I'm really angry, believe it or not, today's game, I was actually not that angry because I was just laughing because this is what it's come to now, that it was just completely expected. Like the game went exactly the way that I expected it to go. And when it went that way, I mean, I guess I'm taking the road of Scott M, who was in the chat.
It's like Canadian highway.
It's like basically like this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be shit, and you know what? It ends up being that way. And so you know what? You're not actually that upset. I mean, you're still upset, but you know what I mean. Like,
I was expecting a draw. And I think we deserved a draw. I think had the refs not fucked us over, we would have gotten a draw. But I will say that, like...
Big up Valerie Lang. That's a new name in the chat. Just want to say big ups. Hope you're doing all right tonight. Thank you for popping up with Jacob.
Big up, Valerie. I just... After that dire fuck up, I just turned it off for a minute, just for like a couple minutes. And I kind of just sat there and I was like, damn. That really just happened. Wow. And then, you know, I just... And then the rest of the game, I was like, well, we're not coming back from this, so... I didn't expect
y'all remember that
anything.
Emerson, when he had oodles and oodles of space in the final third? And he had Dyer behind him, and he had two people to his left who had 2-3 people defending them. And what did he do? He fucking sent it into the south stand. It was quite funny.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so I want to respond to Valerie, who I haven't seen ever in the chat before. So, for at least I haven't, right? So, welcome. And
my
big
dog
up.
just busted up in here, clanking around. Hold on.
Yeah, but I want to respond to what you're saying because I don't disagree with you to an extent. Okay, I do think that some people have been really disrespectful to some players. Okay, I know that everybody knows that I'm a Sun fan, but it's not just Sun. I feel like certain players, not just Sun, but Hugo as well. I think some people have said some shit about Hugo that I don't think is totally deserved. I think they're like reacting like very like an immediate overreaction as soon as it happens kind of thing. So what I mean by that is that we have some players that are our top players. Kane, Son, Hugo, Romero, etc. And when they do something wrong, everybody's like, they are shit. They're horrible. They're the worst player ever. We need to replace them. We need to sell them. No, I think that's disrespectful, especially since those players, with the exception of Romero, have also been servants to the club for a long time and showed their loyalty to the club and been there and carried us. So I do think that we should show more respect to some of those players.
Yeah, honestly, in my opinion...
Players like Emerson. Okay, I'm just going to use him as an example. I know everybody feels like people bully Emerson. Rightly so, though. Okay, in the situation of Emerson, okay,
it's gotten to a point.
I am not about to go to the stadium. Okay, I've never been to the stadium. You know, just full disclosure here. I've never been to the stadium. I've unfortunately never been able to watch a Spurs game in the stadium. But if I were at the stadium, I would find it hard to boo our players. And I know that they've been booing them, but I would find it hard to boo our players. And I would also find it even hard to boo Emerson. For me personally, I don't blame other people if they want to do that. For me personally, I would have a hard time with that simply because I feel like they're right there. And when they're in the game,
if I was there every week, I think I would probably fucking boo Emerson and Eric Dyer. There's a few players I'd fucking boo.
I would, yeah.
I boo them from here in America, and I hope they feel that fucking boo.
But for me, hold on. For me, I wouldn't necessarily in that moment. The reason I would be annoyed and upset, but the reason why I would not necessarily is because I don't want that. That's an opportunity to change the game still. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're booing them or you're talking shit about Emerson in the actual stadium and he can hear all of that, like that might make him play even worse if that's even possible.
Well, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, Cubes.
hold on.
Real quick, there's
the players in general. They make a shit ton of money, okay, and they're not doing a good job. And they are, if you want to treat the players, you're like, we can't do what they do. Well, you know what? They can do a lot of things that we do and other people do. Like, you know what? Do you think that Emerson has like, you think that he can fucking, I'm not going to say what I do, but he can't do what I do. Okay. So like, do you think that
can
Emerson
he be a dentist lawyer like me?
You know, would you say that Emerson can be an accountant? I'm not an accountant, but I'm just saying, I'm giving a hypothetical.
No, you're
Emerson
an accountant. Don't lie. You're
more
an
than
accountant.
Can be a football player.
No,
okay?
You're an accountant.
So my point is that what you are doing is you're supposed to be good at your job. You get paid to do a job, whatever that job is, and you're supposed to be good at it. And you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. So we should be able to shit on people for not doing their job, especially when they're highly paid at their job. So we can shit on a CEO of a company for being a shitty CEO, but we can't shit on footballers for being shitty football players. I don't think so. Like, basically, they get paid to do a job. If they're shitty at it, we can shit on them for it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, and the other thing with the booing,
okay.
I just wanted to comment. I haven't gotten in a minute. I just wanted to comment on the booing thing.
Mm-hmm.
If your mentality as an elite footballer, because let's remind ourselves, we're talking about professional footballers, of which there are thousands across the world. But these aren't just any professional footballers. They're Premier League footballers in the best league in the world, playing for Tottenham Hotspur, one of the top 6 teams in that best league in the world. So, yeah, we expect a certain level of quality from them. If they aren't living up to that, then they deserve criticism. And also, if they're being in the stadium and they're being booed by their own fans for them playing poorly, and then they start playing worse because of that, that just shows they don't belong there. Because if you're an elite player, your mentality should be, well, fuck you, I'm going to show you why you're wrong. I'm going to show you I'm better, and then play better. That's why Dele isn't here anymore, because he couldn't handle the heat. He couldn't handle the criticism. That just comes with the territory. Whether it's right or wrong is irrelevant. The thing is, if you're going to be a top-level footballer, you need to be able to take the criticism and use that as motivation to prove people wrong and to be better. And if they can't do that, then I don't want them at the club. Period.
So let me ask y'all this. This is a scenario I've been playing out a few times in regards to the center back pairing, the 3 amigos that we have back there, the 3 fucketeers, if you will. I try not to make myself laugh, but damn it, sometimes I get myself. So
At least you know what? At least somebody's making you laugh.
You know what? That's something. And no, and not just that, but at least someone else is laughing at my jokes, even if no one else in the world does. At least I find it funny.
You gotta find the music somewhere. You know what I mean?
So I've paired a lot of different pairings, and all of them end with Dyer not being in it at all.
Dyer,
So,
man. Oh my god.
you know, John Fitzpatrick, big up yourself. Says Royale gets all the hate, but Dyer, no, everyone on this list gets the hate. But honestly, I'm at a point where it's like the jet spins thing. I'm just like, with Sanchez and Dyer, it's just like, what can Sanchez do that's worse than what's Dyer done? Like, is he going to give the ball away at the top of the box for a world-class player like Mohamed Salah to fucking pick the ball up and shit on us in our stadium? Is Sanchez going to do that? Because Dyer fucking does. Is he going to go against Frankfurt and completely shit the ball in front of net and allow Machito to get a fucking goal? Yeah, he's going to do that. So, like, it's hard for me to feel like, why not just like try something different sometimes?
Because
I mean,
the other players we have are
I understand that, but like what I'm seeing is not good either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, at least I mean, so instead, or if we're not going to play Dyer, okay. So if Romero's healthy, I would prefer Romero on the right, Longley in the middle, and Davis on the left. That's what I would prefer as our starting back three. I don't like Ben Davis
Romero in
that
the
much,
middle.
but he's better than Eric Dyer.
Romero in the middle.
Romero can't play in the middle. He's too aggressive.
Bro, he won Serie A Defender of the Year in the middle.
But it was they have a different system at Atalanta. At Atalanta, the outside center backs dropped back and allowed Romero to step forward.
You need
stop. Let me finish.
in the middle.
Disregard this. This is the football tactics we're talking about here. He can't play in the middle because he steps out of line. In the middle and Conte system, you are the deepest player and you have to set and hold the line. He can't.
But when
do
Dyer
that.
is in the middle and he comes up and he plays, fucking Højbjerg, Bentancur, they step back and play in the middle and the deepest lying.
Dyer, but Dyer doesn't step up that much.
He has been. He's taken a bunch of shots. That motherfucker. I hate the guy.
Okay, but that's when we have possession around the box. When we're defending, though, the central center back is usually deepest.
Okay, I'm thinking attacking because
and then sets the line, and then they form. Obviously.
Here's the thing: even if Romero is playing too high up and he's fucking way out of position, it's still going to be offering us more in that moment than Eric fucking Dyer, an invisible man. I'd rather an invisible man be out there.
Why don't we just play Longley in the center then, and then play? And because also Longley's a better passer than Romero, and the central center back is the primary distribution point for the build-up play. So I think Longley in the middle is the best. I mean, then we have Romero on the right where he's comfortable, his natural position, and where he's allowed to be more aggressive, and he's allowed to get forward more, overlapping the right wing back or cutting inside of him, because he has been good at times when he's been able to get on the ball in the opposition third and also get in the box. And then Davis, I know Davis isn't great, and you probably don't want to play Davis, but I mean, he makes
all we're trying to do right now.
He makes less mistakes than Eric Dyer. So
I would take, even though I don't think they are comparable in position, but I would take Davies over Dyer.
Yeah,
I think Davies.
I'll fucking take Tanganga over Dyer.
Davies is not good enough. Okay, they're all not good enough. But
Davis doesn't make the
Davies, I feel like he is a little less. He's not good on the ball. He's not good going forward, but he makes a little less mistakes. He doesn't quite have as many mistakes in his
He
locker.
has more. Good shit. Like, that was nice.
I genuinely think that he's just a little bit smarter of a footballer. Just ever so slightly.
And he doesn't get scared and piss down his leg like a nervous puppy.
Here's the thing about Davies.
That's
okay?
what Dyer does.
I'll give it to him. Davies does not have the quality. He is just point blank. He'll never get there. He doesn't have enough quality, but he does try. So kind of a little bit to what Valerie was kind of getting at. They're trying. Well, Davies is someone who is trying. He's trying his hardest. There are some times when Davies he will just fling his body in front of the ball. Like, it's happened multiple times.
Yeah, but I mean, Sessegnon's trying his hardest too.
Desperation. And then you know what? And then he blocks it. And then Dyer yells at him.
Here's the thing. If you're trying your hardest, if I'm trying my hardest to walk up a fucking hill and I can't get up the fucking hill, and my objective is to get up the fucking hill,
you still fail.
You did not complete said task. And if you're translated to football, there's certain things you're supposed to do, which is like not fucking give the ball to the opponent at the top of the box. That's number one. If you're a defender, don't do that. Don't.
Especially when your opponent is one of the best players on the planet. Like, just completely unaware he was there. Just missed Golden Boot winner Mohamed Salah running past him.
Or you know what? Or even when it's not. When it's a player that is in a team that has just come up from the championship, and then you just give them a gimme goal. Like Bournemouth that first half in Bournemouth, I have to say, that was the worst.
I hate Eric Dyer.
Ever. That was the most painful piece of football I've ever seen in my life. We were getting ripped apart, completely shredded by Bournemouth that just came up from Championship. We were getting ripped by them.
I mean, Davinson Sanchez is he's so done. He's so finished. It's ridiculous. He never really got started.
He's just as finished as Eric Dyer, and Eric Dyer gets to start every game.
Yeah, well, you're right. And you know why? It's because Eric Dyer is a Levy boy. I talked about this like a year ago on YouTube, but I haven't really mentioned it since then. But like Levy's got his boys, you know. Levy loves certain players at the club. You know, he has them come to his mansion and clean his pool shirtless.
And, pleasure his wife.
Harry Winks was one of those boys. I know it was hard for Daniel to let go of Harry, but it's okay because Harry Winks is coming back. So Daniel will.
Old lady can't get enough of them freckles.
Yeah, Daniel will get his willy tickled all over again.
Oh God. He's gonna see this and sue us.
It's also
instead
Eric,
of suing, just send me some kits and we'll be good.
That parody. I'm not insinuating that they actually have sexual relations. Please don't sue me, Enoch Group. I am so poor. I cannot afford that shit.
You will sink me. I'm just here for shit.
But
please, if you also hear this, Enoch Group, fucking go to the Patreon. We got a membership that's for you. I'll start one that's $10,000 a month. You fucking fund this channel. I'll say whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. People call me a flip flop.
Jacob is open to being a paid shill.
Bro, $10K a month, fuck around, $120,000 a year to just blow smoke up everyone's ass. I'll do it. I mean, what do game show hosts do? What's reality TV? What is the host of a reality TV show?
There's a couple other
smoke blower.
There's a couple other Spurs YouTube channels that are essentially just that. So, yeah,
that's
not the only one.
I don't hate on them. I don't. If fucking Daniel Levy says I have a proposal, you won't want to refuse. Like, all right, dude, what up? Like, you want a fucking commercial on the show? What you want? You know. Definitely talk business with the businessman, so don't sue us. But yeah,
but yeah, Dyer is just one of those players who's favored by Levy.
No, let's get back to him pleasuring Levy's wife.
He's friends with Harry. Dyer is also best friends with Harry Kane. So like,
hold on. I heard that Dyer. Okay, so a lot of people, they probably know or saw that Dyer just got engaged. He just proposed to his fiance. And I saw like in the Twitterverse or something that she's the ex of that
Alexis Sanchez?
Yeah, Alexis Sanchez. Is that right? Is that like, or is it, they're just
talking shit? I saw that too. I didn't know.
Or that's for real? Like, is that for real?
To believe.
I have no idea.
Oh, because that's cold.
Well, honestly, if I would ask her this, I would ask her, why did she say yes? Why did she say yes?
Terrible taste in footballers. Alexis Sanchez and Eric Dyer. Wow. Somebody needs to say, hey, you can do a lot better, babes, honestly.
Bro, somewhere out there is Emerson Royale's girlfriend, so it'd be easy.
Okay, but at least Emerson is like a super handsome guy. Like, he may be a shit footballer.
He's probably, no, I bet he's fun on the weekends.
Emerson
I bet he's
is a
fun.
very handsome gentleman. So.
And I bet he's got a lot of charm and fun aspect to him. So.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be a great guy to like go to like Disney
to coach
World.
your youth to coach your youth kids or something.
Yeah,
like,
well,
how to run around headlessly.
I don't know about that. Yeah,
no,
maybe
just let them run around like headless chickens. Get all the energy out.
Like the under fives or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah, the little kids.
The little 3 or 4 year olds.
Where they all just the games where they all just cluster up in the middle around the ball and they're kicking it at each other.
They're all just kicking each other.
He's like, yeah, just like that. Just kick it. It doesn't matter where it fucking goes. It doesn't matter who fucking gets it. It doesn't matter what the fuck happens next. Just kick the fucking ball. That would be Emerson Royale's class for children.
Emerson Royale.
God.
Football training camp for nihilists.
Here's a good question from Dambra. What's up, Dambra? Big up yourself. Thanks for popping up with Jacob. If you were Kane, would you go to Bayern this summer? Seems like Bayern are really interested in him. Would you go in the summer? In the summer, I feel like is a good time to fuck off to Germany, whatever. Who cares?
Well, I mean, isn't his contract up at the end of next season? So,
So we'd probably re-sign him first, then ship him off, right?
if he's willing to sign, I mean,
because if we let Kane go on a free, bro, Levy out forever. Come on.
well, what I think happens is if we finish top 4 this season, and there's like we actually spend in January, and we spend in the summer, then Kane will probably stay, Conte will stay, and then Kane will sign a new contract. But if we don't back Conte and Conte walks at the end of this season, then Kane is going to want out, and we'll have to sell him this summer, or else we'll get nothing. So,
where's he gonna go, man? Bayern? I don't think so. Kane's not gonna go to Bayern.
I think he'll go to Man United, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think he's gonna go to Bayern. He wants that Alan Shearer record. I don't see him going to Bayern.
You think he'd go to fucking United and shit on us twice a year?
Where else is he gonna go? I
Yeah,
doubt
well,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Where else? He's not gonna leave the Prem.
If he goes anywhere other than fucking some other league, I'll be pissed. You know what we should do? Swap him and Mbappe. Boop, bop, bring it, switch it, swap them. Let them have Kane. We'll get Mbappe.
No, you know
Mbappe
what?
literally owns PSG.
Yeah.
No, he can do that on the side, but then play for us, you know?
Nah, he's not leaving PSG. He literally, they made him God Emperor of the clubs. he's literally got the best setup a professional footballer has ever had in the history of the sport.
Is
He's
it
staying there
because he
for
was on the
life.
cover of FIFA for now 3 years?
Yeah. He'll be there till like he's probably like 30, and then he'll go to Real Madrid, win a couple Champions Leagues, and peace out, and that'll be Mbappe's career. A World Cup or two, a few Champions Leagues with Real Madrid after he's
Bro, I saw a bet.
PSG for
You mentioned the
everything they
World.
have.
You mentioned the World Cup. If France wins the World Cup, this dude wagered on like all the winners of like each respective thing, and the last thing he's waiting to pay out because he did Houston Astros to win the World Series, and then the next one was it's the last one, and if it hit, all of them have hit up to this point, and it's like 26 bets, and he's wagered $26, and if France wins the World Cup, just guess how much he's gonna make off $26.
How much?
Like 555,000.
So these are all tied together, right?
Yeah, that's a parlay.
It's a parlay with all the different championships of all these competitions.
And so far, he's got them all right. He had LAFC, he had Golden State, he had last year's Super Bowl winner.
I don't think he's gonna get the World Cup right, though. I really don't think France are gonna win it this year.
Bro, could you imagine having that ticket though? I'd be stressing.
I'd be stressing too, especially if I picked France. They went out. They went out to Switzerland in the fucking Euros last year. Like, Switzerland. Come on.
Bro, if France wins the World Cup and they're fucking captained by Hugo Lloris, I will not stop defending him till he's literally buried in a casket.
I mean, Cube mentioned it earlier. I think the Lloris criticism is really harsh. I mean, I think he's making a few. Oh, Scott, if you want me to do that, I can. I can definitely. We can do a tier list if you want. Cubed and I, we can.
Maybe we do a
Jake
special
Oven.
show for that. We'll do like a Kieran's special ranking, and it'll have him winking like ding,
Ding, yeah,
his sexy rating.
yeah. The sexy tier list, yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on Hugo. So, I mean, to expand on that, why I kind of like, I just mentioned that, and then I just dropped that and then like bailed. I dropped that little bomb and then bailed. But so why I said that about Hugo is because is he getting, at the end of his career, yeah, do we need to figure out a replacement? Yeah, sure. But it's not like he's shit. He's not shit. He's not ass. In the same way that people being disrespectful about a lot of the players that are our best players, Hugo is a really solid shot stopper. I think he is one of the best shot stoppers in the Prem. I truly believe that. He has issues with like being on the ball, makes me super nervous. Okay. But he is a really solid shot stopper, and he has saved us a number of times. A number of times.
A couple saves today too.
Yeah, when our team has not been able to deliver, when we've been playing shit in the first half, Hugo has been the one that has either kept us in the game or at least made it less embarrassing for us.
We would have lost 6 or 7-0 without that Hugo performance.
And actually, I even remember last season. Remember Aston Villa? Remember the Villa game? Well, we were ass. We were shit the first half. And Hugo was just saving left and right. And then we came back and played really well the second half. And then people were just like, oh my God, it was such an amazing game. And it was like, actually, we played a fantastic second half. The first half was complete ass. And even though
went off that second half.
I know. And even though Son scored a hat trick in Villa against Villa, he got the man of the match. I really feel like Hugo was competitive for that for sure. Because without him saving our ass all throughout the first half, we would not have won that game. Period.
Yeah, goalkeeper does have to be a priority in the summer, though.
Multiple times. He's our skipper. He's been there for 10 years. He's stepped up. He's saved us multiple times. He's gotten everybody together. And so I feel like the disrespect on him is way too severe. Yes, he was shit in Newcastle. Like, I know that. But just a game earlier in Man United, he saved our asses. So he had an amazing, exceptional game against Man U, and everybody was like, he's our hero, he's our savior, he's the best ever, world-class keeper. And then he played ass at Newcastle. He had 2, bad, mistakes, whatever. You could say maybe one bad mistake, one lesser so. And then he's the worst keeper ever. He's priority number 1 that we need to get out. I'm like, you are just way too reactive. Okay, how can that same player be the best player ever one game, and the next game you're like, he's the worst player ever? It doesn't work like that.
Well, speaking of disrespect, we're getting towards the end here, and I'm looking. We got 12 likes on the video. All right, the video's got 12 likes. The poll has 17 votes. So there's 5 hating ass motherfuckers. Which, you know me, I say it's cool, you want to live your life that way, you're a fucking clown, but go ahead and hit that like if you haven't already. Even if you don't like me, I don't really give a fuck, but it would be cool, you hit that like. So we got 17 votes in this poll. The poll is, what's wrong with our fans? I'm gonna go ahead and, okay, we got another vote just come in late, hot off the press. Conte out, and I'm devoid of love. Big up yourself. We got 1 vote that just popped in right at the last second. That was pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and end that poll. Let's see the results. Number 1, Can't Fix Stupid. We got 44% voting there. Overreaction FC / Give Me a Hug is 33%. They Need More Moist Hugs. I like that one. It's 16%. And 5% said Conte out. I'm devoid of love. Well, if you're devoid of love and you've tuned in to this channel, know it's filled with love. You can take some, you can leave some. It's kind of like those book things. You know what I'm talking about? Do they got those book things where y'all live? Like, like you can. It's like a public library type thing. You take a book, leave a book kind of mentality. Bring it back when you're done. It's kind of like a trust policy. I don't know.
Yeah, little mini libraries. Yeah.
Before we sign off here, Full Bull asks, what do you guys think of Alistair Gold? Is he a proper journo or a club puppet? I think that's a good question to end the stream on as well.
I think the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. I think he's a decent journalist. I think he does his job mostly pretty well. I think he asks a lot tougher questions than a lot of other journalists. especially the ones that are in the Spurs press conferences. I think he tends to ask some of the hardest questions of anybody there. He also tends to ask questions that are more incisive and get to specific points and address specific trends within the club, rather than just asking whatever the narrative of the day is for the media, which is what a lot of the journalists do. So I think he is better at his job than most football journalists out there. But I do think that he does apologize for a lot of the poor decisions at the club, but he also does criticize some of them as well. I mean, he was one of the people saying that he didn't think Spurs transfer window was all that good, and that not signing a right wing back and a center back was a huge mistake. And he has, he's admitted that Daniel Levy, has failed in terms of his running of the transfer business and his appointments and hirings with regards to scouting and recruitment. But he does also kind of like apologize for the amount of money that we spend. It depends. I think I wouldn't call him a club puppet, but he's not exactly our ideal Spurs journalist either. So,
Cubes, you got anything different than what he said?
No, I like Ali Gold. Well, as much as you can like, some of these journos, but I actually like Ali Gold.
Yeah, me too.
I think that Ali Gold is, he has his hands tied to a certain extent because he's a proper journalist, if that makes sense. That he has to he has sources at the club, and he can't risk losing those sources, because if he loses them, then he doesn't have a job and he doesn't have all those, right? And that's his livelihood. I mean, he's not just some YouTuber, right? He's got to write articles with a publication and so forth, right? And so I think that it's he has to kind of dance on that line a little bit, but he definitely gives some fair assessments, and he's actually has been diplomatically critical of the club. He's pretty fair in his assessments of players as well. He just delivers it a little bit more diplomatically, but the actual content of what he says is pretty fair.
Although he loves Eric Dyer, which is something that pisses me.
But here's the thing about him, though.
Loves Eric Dyer.
He
giving Dyer a 5 and talking about the good things he did.
Okay, hold on. I think that he should have given Dyer a worse score today. I agree with that. But yes, he likes Eric Dyer, but he's also criticized Eric Dyer. What he likes about Eric Dyer is that he likes him as a person, like his personality, which is fine.
Right.
And I don't mind that. And I actually seem like what I've seen of Eric Dyer, he seems like a perfectly nice bloke, whatever, you know what I mean? Perfectly nice dude, English dude, whatever, fine, but we're talking about Eric Dyer, the player, the footballer. Even Emerson seems like Emerson looks like he's a good time, to be totally honest. Yeah. He doesn't seem like an asshole. He actually seems pretty nice, good time, fun guy. But and Ndombele seems like an ass. But but some of these guys actually do seem like cool guys, and I wouldn't mind them as people. And so that's a different story from a footballer, what they are as a footballer. And Ali Gold has criticized Eric Dyer as a footballer before, for sure. I have seen it.
Yeah, just maybe not to the extent I would like.
Yeah. But my issue, I actually like Eric Dyer more than some other of these shite footballers. And the reason why is because as much as he's not a good footballer, he doesn't seem like he is unaware of his own shiteness to a certain extent. The issue that I have with Emerson, who seems like a very nice guy, and not at all an asshole, but he is so oblivious. It's really annoying. It's really annoying that he just doesn't know how to read the room. With his promos under his Royale banner, logo, whatever, and then his post match comps,
oh my god,
he's just so oblivious.
Honestly, that's the only
the
thing I find
little
redeeming about Emerson Royale. But to answer this question, for me, I will keep it pretty short and sweet. I like Kieran's answer, probably somewhere in the middle. Personally, I don't watch his stuff. I find him kind of boring. It's just not for me. I think some people can digest information that way. Just a guy fucking sitting there talking to you. Honestly, it's hard for me to just like look at one dude talking for X amount of time. That's just weird. I can't do it. I don't hear what he's saying because it's just like so. He's
What
a
I
journalist. I mean,
what
it's
I
just
do is
like
I
fucking listening to an audible of his article, and it's just like,
I listen to his videos when I'm driving in the car, so I'm not watching the screen or anything, just staring at him. I listen to his videos when I'm driving in the car, and I always have the video on 1.25 time, so it goes by
oh, that's
faster.
good. That's smart.
Yeah, so I can digest the information better, and also not have to listen to him talk about like his vacations for as long, because he does tend to go
I
on a
mean,
lot of
big ups to him. He seems like
tangents.
he knows his shit, and so like I got respect for him. I follow
And
him.
also, he's a Spurs fan too. Let's not forget
Yeah.
that he is a journalist, but he's also like ultimately one of us too. He does. He grew up a Tottenham fan. He loves Tottenham. So
My wife has popped up tonight, right here at the end of the show.
Zoe,
big
hello.
up.
Big up.
Beautiful Zoe.
Yeah, the one and
Putting up
only.
all of Jacob's shit.
Very lucky man. Very lucky man. Big ups, my love. Anywho, it feels late as hell. The hour change here in America has officially screwed me up.
Same.
But it has been great, Kieran and Cubes, talking with you both. My wife says hello.
Hi,
Um,
Zoe.
she doesn't pay attention to the games, but she's very much aware of what's happening with Tottenham. I'll put it that way.
My girlfriend is the same way. So
But anyway, it's been a pleasure talking with you both. Hopefully, if you've been in the chat or you watch us back on demand, hopefully it brings you a little bit of comfort, solace, reprieve from the atrocity that we had to sit by. But you know what? At the end of the day, we move. Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup is next, right?
yep.
Or is it FA? That's Carabao?
Yeah. So all you Jed Spence fans can see him play for
Moisten
a little
up.
bit.
Yeah, let's get
Yeah,
it.
you can all get all moist for
Hey,
whatever.
he comes in, gets a hat trick of goal contributions. Fucking let's ride. I'm here for it. Same thing with Hill Messi. Fuck it. I hope he does something good. But anyway, that's been my spiel. I hope y'all had a good time. Thank you again for popping up with Jacob. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Once again, we are on the road to 500 by Christmas. So if you can make that happen, that'd be fantastic. Also, big ups to everyone who is a member in the Patreon. Real quick, that's Alan 10-inch Sibling Reyes Jr. in the Soggy Undies Club. In the 10-inch club, we have Faraz and Goguma, Queen Ellie with Tottenham Till I Die, and C. Shearman. And in the official supporters group, we got Scott M., James George, J. Co., David, Aaron Dub, Jack Kanicki. And in the Lovers Lane, we have Bobby K., Gina Kim, Tom Markinen, and C Cubed, who we are joined by. So big up yourself, big up. And you know what? Let's all just be a little bit positive, Conte gonna get this ship right. We gonna be good. But anyway, thank you again for popping up with Jacob. I'm Jacob. Hit that like, subscribe, and as always, come on, you Spurs.